Bonnie,
You're,
what up, sis? How you doing?
just living my best life over here. Hot pink room, chilling
I
online
I
with you
I
guys.
see. I like the whole
The whole
situation. You got a little razzle dazzle going on right
got a little sparkle.
now. Man, listen. I don't want to hold too long, but I just want to say that um that man does not speak for all black men. And especially those of us who have attained some level of success. We have to be very careful about lauding the opinion of particular individuals just because they've been able to amass a large following because of viral moments. These
Mm,
people are not a referendum on black men as a collective, and are not a spokesman co-signed by us as black men.
mm,
Um, we have the luxury of living in a city like Atlanta, where we see a lot of very successful black people and especially black women.
right.
It is a norm. It is a norm
Yes,
to see that.
yes.
And so to believe that one man has a his finger on the pulse of how all black men see the world is absolutely foolish.
Mm,
Um, and I think honestly we give a little bit too much credence to it in general. If you ask me, the man is extremely misogynistic. He's extremely chauvinistic. He's extremely insecure, and is a poor representation of what black masculinity looks like in today's society.
mm,
It's a lot of toxic masculinity. And to be frank with you, it's something that really kind of disappoints me as a representation of us as a collective. Just because you can put together a nice looking outfit and you got a nice looking set and you're able to say things to women in a way that puts you on a pedestal, and then on a lower grade, actually tells me that perhaps you got some hurt you haven't dealt with.
mm.
It actually tells me that perhaps you're dealing with some heartaches that you had to go through as a young man that you've never been able to heal, and you're actually imposing that hurt on other women. Plain and simple.
Mhm.
Any man who is sure of who he is, any man that uh, has actually been able to heal some of the hurts that maybe he has dealt with, would not carry those type of perspectives on the women that he interacts with moving forward.
Mhm.
He's completely delusional and distorted in his perspectives. And I would venture to say, if put in the room among other alpha males, he would not be able to stand beating his chest the way that he does when in the room full of women.
Mm. Okay. Wow. There's so much that I really need to unpack with what you said, and particularly the last statement, because that statement was actually made to me. Kevin said that to me. If I was put in a room with all these women, I would not be the one that's the first lady type, right? And I see him. I think he's an alpha male because of the arrogance that he carries and the way that he carries it. And he talks about not being able to be a power couple. But you mentioned here in Atlanta, we see a lot of successful women and men. So do you believe in power couples? What's the dynamic that you believe in when it comes to marriage?
If I believe that is absolutely possible. I believe like the promise is there. Y'all funny as hell in the comments right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying not to look.
um,
Trying not to look.
nah, it's all good. The the truth of the matter is like, yes, it is possible, but I think we got to be careful about how we put people in social media on pedestals. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like the nature of America is that we like to build people up to burn them down. We like to, put people on pedestals, and typically those who try to give the perception of being perfect, those who give the perception of having it all together, and then we get our heart broken when we realize that they're not. And so, speaking of the Derek Jacksons of the world and the like, some of these folks who don't show the lows sometimes get defined by only the highs, and then when we find out they're human just like we are, we're so disappointed. I'm not perfect. I have not dealt with life um without mistake. And I think it's that arrogance, and let's not confuse arrogance for being an alpha male. That is not being an alpha. Being an alpha is being able to name where you fall short, and learn from it and make the mistakes out loud. See, there is something in humility that actually defines our strength. But unfortunately, we look at, you know, only the wins as being the signifiers of strength, and that ain't real. That's not real. We don't always win. And strength and lessons and wins don't always happen when we're successful. Sometimes you win when you lose.
Okay, that's a lesson right there. Shivy, I have a question. What's your definition of a high value man?
Of it, what?
A high value man.
I think a high value man is one that lives with integrity, but also admits when they fall short of living up to their promise.
So you wouldn't put a dollar amount on high value man.
So that's to me, like, that's the trash part, right? Listen, you know, I'm a teacher by day, right? Just some years ago, I made $27,000 my first year of teaching. My last year of teaching, this last school year, I probably made about $47,000, right, as a teacher. But as an entrepreneur, I made my teacher wage many times over many months of the last calendar year.
Yeah.
So we don't know what God has in store for us. And if we define who we are by what we are able to amass through capital, through monetization, then we have lost sight of it all. Like, what is in your bank account is not what defines your wealth or your value. And we got to be smarter than that, because what God giveth, God can taketh away. So one day you might be up, and the next day you might be down. One day you might be making $150,000 per 30 days, and the next month you might be making $3. If you allow that amount that you amass in your bank account to make you feel bigger or better, if you allow your ability to walk with kings or common men change your touch, then your value is placed on the wrong things. Our value as people and what should be considered a high value individual should be qualified and quantified by how we make people feel when we leave the room. And until we have a fair assessment of who we are based on our value add to the community around us, then we're going to forever be a lost people.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay, Shivy. All right. Thank you. I know I don't want to hold you.
All right. I just had to tap in because you was going in, sis, but y'all absolutely appreciate what you're doing. You're doing something really fire. The platform is dope. You look wonderful. Thank you for the time and to share space with you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, Queen.